Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast de Learn French with Alexa. Now, in today's podcast, which is number 5, it's all about les animaux. Can you understand les animaux? Les animaux means animals. So I'm going to read you a short passage in French, of course, based on a fun fact about me, Alexa Polidoro. This passage is of A1, A2 level, so you are going to practice your listening, but also learn a little bit about the French grammar. Now, the focus of this text today is adjectives, okay? So we've got a series of adjectives in that text, and I'd like you to try to focus on them, not too much in the first reading, but why don't you try to spot them, okay? After the first reading, I'm going to give you a question, which I would like you to answer. But first of all, let me read the passage or the text once. Écoutez attentivement. J'aime beaucoup les chiens, mais je préfère les chats. Pourquoi? Parce que les chats sont plus indépendants. À la maison, j'ai 2 chats. Ils sont tous les 2 gris. Le premier s'appelle Max. C'est un mâle. Il a les poils longs et il est très doux. Le deuxième s'appelle Rose. C'est une femelle. Elle a les poils courts et elle est très curieuse. Ils sont adorables. Ils jouent avec ou sans moi et dorment beaucoup. Les chiens, c'est différent. Il faut les sortir au moins 3 fois par jour et leur donner beaucoup d'attention pour les stimuler. Malheureusement, avec mon travail, je n'ai pas le temps de m'occuper d'un chien. Right, okay, so we've read the text. How much of it did you understand? Did you manage to pick on the adjectives? I mean, it doesn't matter if you haven't. Now, here's the first question. Qu'est-ce que je préfère et pourquoi? Now remember, these are fun facts about me. Qu'est-ce que je préfère et pourquoi? So, qu'est-ce que is what is it that? Okay. Qu'est-ce que je préfère? I prefer. Et pourquoi? And why? Okay. Qu'est-ce que je préfère et pourquoi? So, can you tell me what I prefer? And why? Et pourquoi? Listen to the text one more time. J'aime beaucoup les chiens, mais je préfère les chats. Pourquoi? Parce que les chats sont plus indépendants. À la maison, j'ai 2 chats. Ils sont tous les 2 gris. Le premier s'appelle Max, c'est un mâle. Il a les poils longs et il est très doux. Le deuxième s'appelle Rose, c'est une femelle. Elle a les poils courts et elle est très curieuse. Ils sont adorables. Ils jouent avec ou sans moi et dorment beaucoup. Les chiens, c'est différent. Il faut les sortir au moins 3 fois par jour et leur donner beaucoup d'attention pour les stimuler. Malheureusement, avec mon travail, je n'ai pas le temps de m'occuper d'un chien. Okay, so we've read this twice now. How clear was that? What are we talking about? Les animaux. It's obvious that I say the word chien and chat quite a few times, okay? So, chien is dog. Un chien is a dog. Les chiens are the dogs, okay? Ou des chiens, dogs, okay? In indefinite article term, okay? So, when I say les, it means the, it's a definite article. If I say des, it's some dogs, okay? It's indefinite. Now, les chats are the cats. Le chat, as in the cat, okay, is the singular form of les chats. Now, to answer the question, qu'est-ce que je préfère et pourquoi? What do I prefer and why? Now, I prefer cats. Je préfère les chats. That's what I say. J'aime beaucoup les chiens. I like dogs. Mais je préfère les chats. But I prefer cats. And then I answer the pourquoi. Pourquoi? Parce que les chats sont plus indépendants. Because the cats are more independent. So that would have been the answer to the first question. I'm going to give you another one, okay? Now, talking about the first question, qu'est-ce que vous préférez? I'm asking you that, so you can leave a comment and tell me what you prefer. Qu'est-ce que vous préférez ou quel est votre animal domestique préféré? What is your favorite pet? Okay, could be a snake, un serpent, could be a spider, une araignée, whatever, you have. I don't know. Hamster, peut-être, ou cochon d'Inde. Anyway, pour moi, mon animal domestique préféré, c'est le chat. Okay? Now, let's have a look at the second question. Pourquoi je n'ai pas de chien? Again, it's about me. Pourquoi? Why? Je n'ai pas. I do not have. J'ai is I have. Put that in a negation is I do not have. Je n'ai pas. Why don't I have dogs? Je n'ai pas de, chien. When you don't have of something, it has to have de. Okay? Par exemple, je n'ai pas de tasse pour mon café. Ou je n'ai pas de verre pour mon eau. Random. Okay, answer this question. Pourquoi je n'ai pas de chien? Why doesn't Alexa Polidoro have any dogs? Here's the full text again. J'aime beaucoup les chiens, mais je préfère les chats. Pourquoi? Parce que les chats sont plus indépendants. À la maison, j'ai 2 chats. Ils sont tous les 2 gris. Le premier s'appelle Max. C'est un mâle. Il a les poils longs et il est très doux. Le deuxième s'appelle Rose. C'est une femelle. Elle a les poils courts et elle est très curieuse. Ils sont adorables. Ils jouent avec ou sans moi et dorment beaucoup. Les chiens, c'est différent. Il faut les sortir au moins 3 fois par jour et leur donner beaucoup d'attention pour les stimuler. Malheureusement, avec mon travail, je n'ai pas le temps de m'occuper d'un chien. Okay, I think the last sentence answered the question, pourquoi je n'ai pas de chien? Why is it that I do not have a dog? Because je n'ai pas le temps de m'occuper d'un chien. Now, s'occuper de quelque chose means to look after something or someone, okay? S'occuper d'un chien, it's to look after a dog. But je n'ai pas le temps, ne pas avoir de temps, avoir du temps, to have time. I do not have time to look after a dog. And that's why I don't have one. If I had a little bit more time, maybe it would be fun to have a dog because you can walk them and so on. But for me, I do not have time to look after a dog. What about you? Do you have a dog? Vous avez un chien? Or, if you do not, why is it you do not have a dog? Pourquoi vous n'avez pas de chien? Can you leave a comment and let me know? If you're enjoying learning French with me and would like to go even further, my certified complete French course brings everything together in one place. You'll have lessons, quizzes, and support guides to help you reach your goals, and it's all taught by me. Use code ALEXAPOD for 15% off. Now, here's the last reading, and we're going to focus on the adjectives, which you can find in lesson 13 in my full French course at Learn French with Alexa, the website.com. Okay, listen very carefully. J'aime beaucoup les chiens, mais je préfère les chats. Okay, this is slightly faster now. It's easy. I like a lot dogs, but I prefer cats. Pourquoi? Parce que les chats sont plus indépendants. Quite simply, here, because cats are more independent. Have a look at the comparative plus indépendant que les chiens. If you made the sentence, les chats sont plus indépendants que les chiens. Cats are more independent than the dogs. Now, indépendant is here an adjective. It has an S at the end. In case you are listening to me while walking the dog, for example, and not reading the text, it has an S at the end, indépendant. Why is that? Because it refers to les chats. So, indépendant is here plural masculine because chat is plural masculine. Now, remember, all the adjectives have to agree number and gender with the noun it refers to. So, if your noun is feminine, then you need to make sure that your adjective is going to be feminine. If your noun is feminine plural, then you need to make sure the adjective reflects that, so it will have the ending of a feminine plural adjective. Now, Let's carry on. À la maison, j'ai 2 chats. At home, I have 2 cats. Ils sont tous les deux gris. And they both are gray. Gris, ok? Ils sont tous les deux. Both of them, tous les deux are gray. Ils sont tous les deux gris, ok? Gris here remains the same spelling, okay? Because we are talking about the 2 cats here, okay? And because these are plural, but gris has already an S, we are not adding another S to it. However, if it had been a grey cat, female cat, chatte, okay, it would be grise, okay, with an E. And the first of my cat is called Max. Le premier s'appelle Max. C'est un mâle, is a male cat. Il a les poils longs. So here's another adjective, long. G-S at the end because poil is hair and hair is masculine and plural here. So long reflects that. Et il est très doux. And he is very soft. Max is very soft. Doux, D-O-U-X. Why? Because Max is a male cat. So we reflect that, okay? Early on, les poils, the hairs, okay, are long with an S at the end because long reflects les poils, not the cat, okay? Now here, il est très doux. He's very soft. Doux, D-O-U-X. If it had been a female cat, we would have said douce. Okay, C-E. It's one of those irregular adjectives. Most regular adjectives will end with an E at the end for the feminine version of this adjective. However, you've got quite a lot of irregular adjectives, such as doux and curieux as well, by the way, which we are going to see in a minute. Okay? Le deuxième s'appelle Rose. So, talking about the second cat. Le deuxième s'appelle is called Rose. C'est une femelle, it's a female. Elle a les poils courts. Again, les poils is hair. She has. Elle a, she. And by the way, the cats are she or he. Okay, they are not it in French. Okay, so she or he. Elle a les poils courts. She has short hair. Court, again, with an S, not courte. Okay, because poil is masculine, plural in that case. Et elle est très curieuse. No, elle, referring to the female cat, Rose. She is very curious. Have a look at the way we spell curieuse, okay? Or let's listen to the way we say curieuse. It has an E at the end because the female cat is Elle, and we need to reflect that with our adjective. So, curieuse and not curieux with an X. Again, curieux and doux are both adjectives ending with an X in the masculine form. Ils sont adorables. Here is another adjective. Adorable, adorable. Adorable ends with an S because we are talking about ils sont. They are. Talking about both cats, okay? And by the way, we don't say elles sont because of the fact that we have a female and a male. Grammatically speaking, the male is always stronger. Ils sont. They are. So we're using il as the gender, the strongest gender. They, ils. Ils jouent, they play, avec ou sans moi, with or without me, et dorment beaucoup. And they sleep a lot. Now, dorm, if you're not seeing the text, dorm ends with an ENT because we're talking about they. In French, in the present tense, the ending for il and elle, okay, ends with ENT. Dorme. We don't say dormant, but we say dorme. Now, to finish my sentence here, les chiens, c'est différent. Dogs, they're different. Il faut les sortir au moins 3 fois par jour. One has to take them out. Il faut, it is necessary. Il faut les sortir au moins 3 fois par jour et leur donner beaucoup d'attention pour les stimuler. And give them a lot of attention to stimulate them. So here we've got a lot of direct objects. So il faut les sortir. We have to take them out. And them here is before the verb. One has to them take out, okay? Au moins, at least 3 times per day. Et leur donner. So donner à eux. So leur donner. To give them. To them give. Beaucoup d'attention. A lot of attention pour les stimuler. to stimulate them. Again, here, les, stimuler. Now, if you're not familiar with the direct object pronouns and indirect object pronouns, I cover these in great details in my course again. So check the full course outline on the website learnfrenchwithalexa.com. Malheureusement, avec mon travail, unfortunately with my job, je n'ai pas de temps de m'occuper d'un chien. Je n'ai pas le temps ou de temps. Je n'ai pas le temps. I do not have time to look after the dog, okay, of a dog. When you're saying that, you're going to think it could be in the office with me here or in the studio. I might just ask my team, do you want a dog? Like a therapy dog or something. And see what they say. So this is the full text translated. We've covered some adjectives, okay? And we realize that some adjectives, or most of them, have to agree in number and gender with the noun we are referring to. I hope you like this exercise. Let us know in the comments if you're watching that somewhere on YouTube, and or talk to us by email at support@learnfrenchwithalexa.com. Let us know how you feel about this format and this podcast. That is it for me. That is it for me. That's it for me. Au revoir. À bientôt. Bisous, bisous.